Welcome back to the Practical Dreamers podcast, where your dreams and finances collide. I'm Charm,
And I'm Dara.
and we're your guides on this journey to financial freedom. And today we are going to be talking about dating. And I don't just mean any dating, but frugal dating, that is. And we're going to watch a series of videos as usual to get some tips. And honestly, we'll give our tips at the end of this video. So hopefully you stay tuned and watch.
Date ideas real fast. Go to the library. Maybe skip some stones together. You could always share new music. Ice cream, anyone? Go skating. In the winter. Stargazing can be fun. Google free events around you. Go to an open mic and perform or don't, it's up to you. You could always go window shopping. Try a photo scavenger hunt. Have a fast food picnic.
Okay, so I don't know about skip rocks, but a lot of them were great ideas. I hear where the sentiment is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the skipping rocks. I'm glad you brought that. I honestly didn't even realize that they said skip rocks. But yes, they did say skip rocks.
They did, yes. Right on the water, skipping rocks.
If we were probably 10, maybe, but hopefully no one's really dating at 10. But
I hope not.
But I did like the idea. They have a lot of ideas that I personally would use too, like going on a picnic.
Oh yeah, I love that idea always.
Yes, the stargazing. Excuse me, the stargazing was interesting. I don't necessarily think I've done that on a date per se. So
not the whole date. It was kind of like we were doing something else and noticed the stars and was like, oh wow, it looks really pretty, blah blah blah. But like, but not to sit and watch the stars the entire time. But I can see how that could be cool because you can talk about like ambitions and all kinds of stuff while you're laying out watching it. Especially if you have a pickup truck with the bed in the back.
Well, with the bed in the back, yeah. But to be honest, Dira, I would probably come into question of why do you have a pickup truck? How much is this costing you? Because it's so my mind might go there too. Such a gas guzzler. I'm like, I don't even want us to use your truck. Like,
what a killjoy.
Oh, but that does sound fun.
Yeah, it does. All right, on to the next.
Sounds good.
They say the best things in life are free, and that seems to be the case because money can't buy you love and it can't buy you happiness. But ask any single and they'll tell you that dating ain't cheap. And basically in the age of inflation, where everything is costing more and more money these days, gas, food, travel, singles are looking for cheaper ways to connect. Enter info-dating. It basically means giving less expensive dates a run for their money. The term info-dating was coined by Plenty of Fish, a very popular dating app. It found that 48% of millennials and Gen Zers are up for going on budget-friendly dates. In New York City, a burger and fry meal could cost you $50 after tax and tips. That's not cheap.
Well, your thoughts on that video?
Well, biggest thing was Plenty of Fish, POS. Gave something good to society for once.
That is true. I was a little hesitant when she said where the term was coined. I'm like,
I know. I was shocked. I was like, that's still available. They should have put that down a long time ago. But but yeah, so this infladating, I think some people are open to it. I don't know if you've seen those videos surfacing where certain women are not happy with the dates that they're being taken on and complaining about going to like the Cheesecake Factory and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they're not down for infladating, those people. But
I mean, no, probably not. And I know we've said this on other videos. If those are the individuals that you are possibly sourcing and you have a budget that you need to stick to, then they're not the person for you. So Stay clear. Not saying that they're wrong if that's the kind of dates they choose. They want to do high-end dates. They expect that. Kudos to them. Mm-hmm. But if you can't afford that, know thyself.
Right. Know thy budget.
Yes, know thyself and thy budget and stay away. But I believe that, this video, they were definitely on to something. It is getting pretty expensive out here. And I appreciate that she even illustrated what I said in the last video. It's from the last video with the gas. Like I said, my biggest concern would have been like, are we using your vehicle for gas? I guess most women probably wouldn't care about that because they don't tend to care about some men's pockets. Needless to say, he better be able to afford it. It doesn't come out your money, so you don't necessarily care. Respect that too. However, I know that if I want this to be my man one day, I need him to have all his coins. But as far as the other things she was saying, anything else stand out to you?
One of the things that, because I didn't think in terms of when we were talking about dating and money, that type of thing, I wasn't thinking about a new date. So that kind of got that stirring up in my mind of how much do you really want to put out on somebody that you're just meeting that may flop. Dating can be expensive, especially when you're looking for that special someone. So yeah, it's gotta be rough.
Exactly. I think, you're spot on with that. I think dating can be from, like you said, the time you first meet to ongoing. Because even when you're married, I still expect I still expect us to date. So, but yeah, still expect the dates to happen. But yeah, well, let's see what our last video has for us.
I love that.
I do
that
too.
Looked like so much fun.
Now, this is a couple that you can see exactly to your point earlier. They're not on the first date. This was more creativity. This was something they've been dating for a while, clearly, to come up with this idea. I love that, though.
I know, climbing over seats, doing all that stuff. That's definitely not first date material. But either way, it's a great idea to just get outside, enjoy nature, as well as enjoy some things like you can stargaze. They got the thunderstorm, which was awesome. They got to watch Netflix. I was not mad at this idea at all.
No, not at all. Now, the pizza, I probably wouldn't prefer. I would prefer a different selection of pizza. But I guess that wouldn't make it $7 then if it. No, that's probably why it was $7 because the pizza was Little Caesars. However, I do love that idea of just even packing something that's in your fridge and taking it with you as well. But I would say make sure you're being safe because when I did see severe thunderstorms, like, well, how severe is it that you're going to be out there? Let's not make sure it doesn't turn into a tornado depending on where you live.
Well, yeah. But, sitting and listening to a thunderstorm in the car, like, that's nice.
Oh, that's definitely my vibe. Like, honestly, I listen to rain when I go to sleep. So, yeah, I'm going to put this on on our dating agenda to do. Yeah. I like it.
Have you ever been to the drive-in movie theater?
I have.
That's another one that I love. It's kind of similar. That's the people with the flatbeds, man. Those come through because they set up nice. Listen, clearly I need to get a truck.
Well, that's a topic for another video. So,
but I just love the idea. If you're only
wanting to get a truck for date nights,
I'm paying cash. I'm paying cash.
But it has no other use for it, is the point.
No, I'll find other uses for it too, okay? Don't be trying to put down my dreams before they even start. Mind your business. Anyway.
Well, overall, I think it's probably best time for us to jump into our tips because even you saying the drive-in movie theater, I think that is a great segue into that conversation. So as far as one of my practical tips I would give to our audience would be to plan. I think goes a long way when you plan anything, but especially when it comes to dating, I would suggest planning ahead. It will save you money in the long term if you do plan ahead, excuse me. But also when planning ahead, that means you might have to get to know your partner. So to Deera's point earlier, if this is a first date, I would entice you to ask some questions, ask that person what they like to do and things like that. And now, ladies, I hear you now. I want a man that plans to date and don't ask me no questions. Understood. However, if they don't know what you like, then this date could go completely wrong. You got to give them something,
Mm-hmm.
something to work with. So that would be my recommendation there. That would be my first tip. Dear, how about you?
So another tip would be making dates fun. Like this, you want this to be something enjoyable. I use loosely because I can't even give you a source of who said this, but like things that are adventurous that you do together actually causes more of a bond between the two people dating. So finding something that's adventurous, but then also like doesn't cost that much, like going on a hike. I know that sounds like, oh, that's corny or whatever, but it actually can be a lot of fun depending on where you go. And make sure it's not like 1,000 degrees like it is right now. But anyway, that can be adventurous and that can actually draw you guys closer together as well.
I love that idea. That is a great one, Dira. I would say another idea would be to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's the status quo of what a date should be. Dira, you mentioned earlier some of the women nowadays are talking about going to the Cheesecake Factory, but that's not necessarily original. I think going out to eat is not original. Um,
No.
I think if you're comfortable and depending on where you are in your dating, I should say dating, not necessarily life, but where you are in general as far as you're dating the person you're dating. I can't think of but where you are in your relationship. That's what I was trying to say. Where you are in your relationship and how comfortable you feel. But even cooking at home, if there is
Mm-hmm.
a favorite meal that you have, preparing that meal together, going to the grocery store, and bringing it home and cooking it together, that can also be nice and romantic and bonding as well. And I would say even with these creative dates, I think it is nice and important to think through, how you can actually probably find out a lot more about that person. I think when you do these
Mm-hmm.
outings that consist of a lot of people or group activities, you lose the connection that you could potentially grow with that person or the possibility of asking that valuable questions in the beginning of a relationship because you're surrounded by noise. If I
Mm-hmm.
know there was one idea in here where it was like go to a festival. I mean, yeah, that could be fun ideally. However, when you're dating, let's say you're dating with purpose, you want to make sure that you're able to go to a place where you can actually bond with this person and actually get your questions that you may have answered um,
Mm-hmm.
in a meaningful way. So
Yeah.
that would be one of my additional tip there too.
Right. And especially with new daters, I would say knowing what you're dating for, like your intentions, being very intentional, letting people know from the jump, like what you're looking for, because you might be weeding out some people that you don't need to spend coin on from the beginning, you know? So I
Facts.
think just goes back to that communication piece. A lot of it comes to just being forthright with what your intention is. Because there are some people out here who will go on a date with you just for a meal. Okay? Keep that in mind. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, those are all things that I would say would be some tips for
Agreed.
dating. As far as different ideas of dates, another one would be like a paint and sip. Paint and sips are
Hmm.
awesome. Done these as group dates as well. They go really well. You just find something on YouTube that you guys all want to paint. Actually, don't involve everybody. Just one person pick something because that could become a mess. You
Yes.
know, when you get too many people getting their ideas and opinions in, how that goes. But yeah,
Hmm.
somebody pick a nice scenery that is not too complicated because not everybody's Picasso here. Okay, just pick something that's doable and buy the paint. All you need are brushes, paint, and the canvas, and boom, voila, you got a paint night and some good wine, and you know, there you go.
Absolutely. I was going to say, I mean, I know you started off saying that you've done this before. I don't know if it's been in a home setting, but
Hmm.
I would suggest, yeah, you can do it at home. You can go
Hmm.
to Dollar Tree and
Yeah,
actually purchase the paint and everything. I think some of them actually have canvases that you can purchase, but you can
some of
also
them
get those
do.
from Walmart as well. But yeah,
Amazon, there's another spot.
exactly. And set it up at
Hmm.
home. And to Dearest point, find something that you both can paint or you would enjoy painting together. And there you go.
Hmm.
You have a home date night.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, another one I like are the questions cards.
Yes.
When you can buy like a couple's dating card, and they have different ones based on your relationship, where it is, like if you've been together for a very long time versus newer, there's different decks of cards. You can actually sit down and you can make a game out of it if you want to make like some sort of drinking game or whatever. There's all kinds of creative ways you can use it. But it's nice to get to know your partner in that way. And those are always a good time.
I
We really
agree.
enjoy them.
Well, that's definitely right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I did that when we first started dating, intentionally asking each other questions. We didn't necessarily have cards at that time, but we Googled questions to ask each other, just to get to know each other. And then also he found an app. I don't know the name of this app, but there was a game that we were able to play. So he would answer the questions first. Then I would answer the same series of questions, and we both had to guess each other's answers. And whoever was able to guess more of the other person's answers won the game. So that was actually quite entertaining and enjoyable. And it also made us get to know each other a lot better. So
yeah,
I love that idea.
Yeah. And you get to know yourself more too, because it makes you think.
Well, that's if you play fair. I still think my husband was cheating, but that's just
not cheating on the game now.
Listen, there were some questions I was like, now I knew, no, this is not his answer.
Well, who won?
Well, of course I did.
Oh, okay. Well.
Still,
that's all that matters.
Even when he wasn't playing fair, I still won. Ha ha ha.
Oh, goodness grief. Okay, and then some of the other ones that were brought up in other videos was like the ice skating. That usually doesn't cost much. I know we're not in the winter season, but that's something that you could do. Just be careful. That one is, can end in a trauma alert.
I was going to say hips hurting, back aches, tailbones.
Yeah, twisted ankles.
Staying tuned to the winter, I would say I enjoy seeing lights. So I know I've done dates where we would probably get hot cocoa and drive around the neighborhood and see everyone's lights in the neighborhood. So there's one too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, like anything indoors, like I know Dave and Buster's, for example, they have half off Wednesdays. So if you're in the arcade, we do. Listen, we love ourselves some arcade games. So that's something that's actually pretty affordable. And then you can make it even more affordable by going on the half off night.
And actually, if I can add, I would say that one of the videos did outline something I personally did too, was Google. Look up free activities within your neighborhood. Ideally, there's a lot of them, that happen that we don't even know about. I mean, I know some places do first Fridays, first weekend, like they'll have something in your neighborhood that you don't know of. So I would recommend just looking up some free things in your location to do too.
Oh yeah, especially with summer upon us, there's a lot to do. I think the summer and the fall, I probably see the most free activities, because there's a lot more you can do outdoors. So look out for that stuff, festivals, picking fruits of whatever's in season, stuff like that.
That's a good one too, yes.
Yeah, so, those are some ideas. And then just to circle back to the picnics idea, picnic on the beach, okay? It doesn't get any better than being able to sit out under an umbrella with your food that you bought from home, keep it budget friendly, and just enjoy the waves and nature and seagulls trying to take your stuff, all those things.
Sounds crunchy, especially if the sand blows into your food. So
extra flavor.
But no, that's a good one as well.
But as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Check out our other videos, and then we hope to see you guys soon in the next one. As always, remember the magic of staying practical. Until next time. Oh, make sure you subscribe and share. Yeah, all those things.
All those things.
All right?
Like, comment, subscribe, all those things.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.